So, this has been a long time coming, mainly because I owed this to a patron, and as you guys know, my life has gotten, well... Yeah, that's pretty much a good example. But this is where we actually talk about things that my patrons want me to do. And this time we're doing a comparison of two shows' finales. The first season finale of Star vs. the Forces of Evil, and the finale of Fangbone. Now when I first started the script, I had to take a little bit of time to get familiar with both shows, since, you know, I'm covering the finales of both of them, and I'd like to know why the heck we're going into this. That said, before I get into the comparison itself, we should probably get into the premise of both shows. For Star vs. the Forces of Evil...
Star Butterfly. Real fine!
Oh god, what did I agree to do? Anyway, the story is that Star Butterfly... Really? Anyway, Star is a princess from another dimension, where she just received a magic wand, and promptly set her family's castle on fire.
Don't worry, Mom. I can handle it.
Oh my god!
I've seen worse first runs of power. As such, Star is sent to live on Earth to continue her magical training while living in the household of Marco Diaz as a foreign exchange student. However, in addition to dealing with the world's cultural barriers, Star and Marco must protect the wand from the forces of evil, led by Ludo and his band of monsters. Fangbone, on the other hand, is about a titular 9-year-old barbarian warrior who transfers to Earth from another dimension and has stolen the toe of the big bad of the series, Venomous Drool. Fangbone, however, isn't alone, as he has a sidekick from our world, Bill.
On Adventures with Bill.
As you can already imagine, the two shows hold a lot of similarities in premise. At the basic, both shows are the same. A character from another world has a magical item that they must protect from an evil force, with a normal kid acting as support for the magical character. But if you have eyes, you can tell there are differences between the shows. But there are still a lot of plot elements that show up in both and have similar formula to them. And that's something to be considered in both the first finales of the two shows. You see, during the first season of Star, the main villain, Ludo, was what you can consider one of the less than successful kinds of villains. It got to the point where he needed to hire a consultant named Toffee, who eventually became the more prominent and major antagonist. Heck, the same could be said of Fangbone, especially in the last episode. The characters hear a mysterious voice which turns out to be the actual toe that the characters were protecting, and at the end of the episode, the toe turns out to be sentient. Ugh. The thing is, both shows were attempting to do something new, changing the status quo and shift the plot. Doing a major plot shift such as this, changing the main antagonist, can be a major risk. After all, when it comes down to certain villains, sometimes you want to get an upgrade, and other times you do get a downgrade. If I can compare this, let's actually go to Power Rangers, and a good example would be Lord Zed.
I am Lord Zed, Emperor of all I see.
Menacing appearance, iconic voice, awesome theme song, and a damn good introduction to the character. It helps that he was actually competent too, being able to actually take care of the original Zords. A bad example is Diva Tox. Blah.
Porto! When I order you to build me an evil Zord, I expect it to be perfect. Like me. You could have finished the Rangers! You almost had them! You never stop in the middle of a battle! Those Power Rangers are not gonna stop my song!
Yeah, there's a risk in changing up a major part of an ongoing story. However, Star so far has been able to accomplish that very nicely. Toffee's cold, calculating, and actually succeed a few times in his goal. Heck, he was able to force Star to destroy her own magic wand and overthrow Ludo from his castle with his own minions. I wish I could say the same for Fangbone, however there wasn't a season 2 for the show. So unfortunately, we'll never know if the series would have been able to handle the change with a different villain. Still, for what it's worth, I recommend you guys check out both shows. They are both entertaining in their own right. But what do you guys think? Am I on the right track here, or is there something that I'm missing? Let me know in the comments below. I'm Kamen, and remember to examine your fandom.